How's it going, YouTube? I am going to run you through today a couple quick things as I wrap my tailgate. One of them being the handle removal on the hatch of a 2021 and up Bronco, and also I'm going to just run through quickly how you remove the Bronco badge. That thing can be kind of stuck on there and a little more difficult. Ultimately, it's just going to be getting it hot and popping it off. But this door handle is a lot easier to see and kind of understand the mechanism side of it. So there is the whole mechanism. You can see in there, I got my socket on it. It's just a 5mm. Let me get you turned around here. So there's my socket. It is on a tiny little bolt, and this is the back side of the door handle. So I just have this cover popped off. You do want to pop this off on the left side, and then it has little pins that go on the right. Of course, I don't know where I put that cover right now, so I can't show you. But there is, underneath, you remove a little plug, and that gives you access. Now you do have to have quite the extension to feed it all the way up in here. If I can get it. Okay, so all you're gonna do to remove this handle is just loosen it. And I do not recommend a power tool for this. I think there's too much room for error. As you can see though, you can see this spinning. You cannot remove this bolt. It is like a set screw. It's hard to tell, but there is a little retainer on here that makes it so you can't loosen it and actually remove that bolt. So, should have it loose. Gonna go around, see if I can do this one-handed. So, I should just be able to pull. Well, of course, it's not going to be easy to do one-handed. There we go. Sorry, probably couldn't see that. I just pulled fairly hard, and I'm now able to slide this handle out. And this one has the wiring harness because it's got a proximity sensor. What I'm actually going to have to do is, it's easier, I know it's dark, you can reach up in here and unplug that, which is what I'm going to do right now. Okay, have the door handle popped off, and here is the plug. Just going to leave that in there. The next thing you're going to need to do is, in order to shut this door, you do have to tighten this bolt back up to get the latch to re-catch. So for my purposes, like I said, I'm wrapping it. It should click. Should hear click here in a second. There we go. Now it is going to latch. And there we go. So, got the handle off. Okay, so now it's latched. I got the handle off. I need to go get that horse off, but it is just about ready to wrap. So let me grab what I need and I'll show you how we get this bad boy off. Okay, so for the Bronco badge removal, I just have a very inexpensive little plastic pry tool. It barely gets behind there, but this will work. It won't really scratch the paint. And then I have my inexpensive Harbor Freight heat gun. I've gone through a couple of these just now in 2022. We bought this for doing the all-terrain nation wrap. This was like 17 bucks. Well worth it for doing small things. So I'm going to use this to get the horse nice and hot. Now, you don't want to get it too hot. You can bubble paint with this, but the tailgate and everything is aluminum, and it does not hold the heat very well at all. So you can probably get this done with a blow dryer if you don't want to buy a heat gun, but they don't get as hot. And we have to get this adhesive nice and loosened up. So, oh yeah. So now I'm just going to get this edge, and I'm going to try and work it under here, probably the body, and just try and kind of work it around. There we go. So this entire back of this thing is covered in double-sided tape. And once you get it going, you just want to kind of work your way around and pop it off. So there's the horse. Now, when you're pulling, you want to try not to like just pull straight down at an angle, because like his little feet here could easily dig into the tailgate more. This one by far came off the worst out of the 3 that I've removed. Usually they don't leave this much adhesive behind. Oh, but that's pulling off pretty easy. So I am going to peel all that off, and I'm just going to use isopropyl alcohol. It might take a fair amount with a microfiber, but I will get this all cleaned up so that I can get my tailgate wrapped. Okay, so you've got your tailgate wrapped or put back together, doing whatever you need to do to when you've removed the door handle. The next step is you have to get in here with some sort of pick. If you've watched my door handle removal video where I remove and install the side doors, you've seen this before. Basically, it's on the top of this. You gotta reach in there, and I'll be able to highlight this more once I get it open. There's 3 claws, and you have to grab them. And what you're actually gonna do is open the door. So there we go. Now it is back open. Here is the back side, and it's actually right here. That center long one is what you need to reach through and hook around. So you can see my hook on there and pull out. But first we need our ratchet. Okay, so you can see my hook on there, and I have my ratchet set to loosen. Oop. I am going to pull this down, and I'm going to loosen the bolt just a little bit, and it's actually going to hold that piece in place. So now you don't want to shut the door at this point. You need to keep it open. You're going to feed the door handle in, and this one we can plug in once it's all the way installed, which is a huge plus. Okay, so we have this in place. Grab your ratchet another time. And so I'm going to talk you through this because this is incredibly hard to do one-handed. You're going to be able to see and hear what I'm doing internally. So you need to put pressure on the door handle and push it in, and you need to slowly loosen the bolt. So I'm going to start loosening. There we go. So it is popped in. Now I'm going to tighten the bolt. and I'm still applying inward pressure to the bottom side of this door handle. There we go. It is latched. So what I do from here is I'm going to shut it. You can see the handle's back on. I'm going to shut it, make sure it works. Now, see how it is stuck out? That just means I need a tiny bit of adjustment. So I'm going to come back in here again. And I'm just going to turn it until it pops. There we go. So we'll shut the door. Didn't shut it all the way. Okay. There we go. Now it is fully adjusted. Even when I've reinstalled these, if they don't stick out, I usually do go back in and do like another quarter turn just to make sure they are adjusted correctly. So now I just got to plug all my wires and everything back in. I'll reach up there and plug in the handle for the proximity sensor, and you are good to go. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more information.